Hello, all of you. Here we begin the next topic for our super quick revision series, and that is non integrated accounts. We have finished with the three major important pillars of costing, and in fact, four. One is cost sheet, material, labor, overhead. These are the topics which comes in compulsory question. And now, once I do non integrated accounts today, the next is types of costing. Types of costing, the way it is asked is sometimes they'll ask you 10 marks question for contract costing. Sometimes like contract costing will be 5 mark distinguished question, or 5 marks just calculate the cost till date and all that. Or sometimes it will not be there. Same way service costing, job batch and all this. Okay, right. But topics until now what we have done, that is cost sheet, material, labor, overhead, and this topic is compulsorily asked. Okay, now today's topic is accounts in costing. Journal entries you have to write. Okay, right. So this topic I can divide it into two parts. One is, if you are maintaining costing separate books, financial separate books, how will you write the journal entries? See, in financial books, so we purchase the goods, raw material, and we sell the finished goods. Itna hi entry is recorded. But in our costing books, raw material received, then when it is going for production, work in progress is the ledger production, then it is transferred to finished goods, then goes to cost of sales and so on. So lot of journal entries are different in the cost accounting books and in the financial books. Okay, right. To cover up this difference, obviously if you maintain separate set of books, one question asked in the exam is make the ledgers in non-integrated books. What is non-integrated accounts? When costing books and financial books are separate. Financial books are trading, P&L, ledgers, parties, all. In costing books, stores, work in progress, finished goods, all. But in costing books, your real and personal accounts are not there. Your debtors, creditors, your fixed assets, your capital account is not there. To represent all this, one cost control account is prepared. So one question asked in exam is, for the non-integrated or integrated accounts, write journal entries or make the ledgers, which is like super easy. I feel when I teach stock ledgers in the Sarthi batch, when we completed, it was like, जैसे सिंगल एंट्री में हम अकाउंट्स कैसे बनाते हैं वैसे ही है. ओके, सेकेंड टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन, सुपर डुपर इंपॉर्टेंट एंड पॉपुलर, reconciliation. Ma'am, costing books will show costing P&L. Financial books will show financial. Will they say show same profit? No. There are four beautiful reasons why this profit and this profit is not same. So can we reconcile the two profit like we prepare BRS? In my books, bank account, in bank books, my account should tally. But it is not tallying because of the time or error or whatever. Like that, you need to reconcile. So this is asked for 5 marks. So I'm dividing it into two parts. I know most of the students, they say integrated now ma'am reconciliation कर लेते हैं, ledgers छोड़ देते हैं, क्यों छोड़ना है? It is like very easy. So let me teach you everything about the journal entry and making the ledgers, and then we will go on. Okay, I don't know if you are all able to see, dear students, some screen is popping up actually, some error, I don't know. So it's error again. I close, I have scanned also, but some updates I have installed in my system. So if there's a little bit of disturbance, consider it, because I've made a target to complete the revision video, so that then when we start with the Sarthi taxation batch, you should have these revision videos for repeated revision one day before exam, right? So trying my 100% to make it as helpful to all of you. Okay, one thing, dear students, already I have given you regular videos, and Sarthi batch is having all concept, and then question answers we have solved important ones from the past exams, RTP, MTP, study material, all covering up everything in a gist way. It's like a fast track batch, Sarthi batch. Now, what is super quick revision videos? I'll give you all the concepts, but I'm not going to work out any problems. So if you want to work out the problems with this concept, in the description, concept classes app link is given. Watch the Sarthi videos and you can go for it. Okay, right. Chalo, let us begin. I'm sharing my screen what we have used in the Sarthi batch. ये तो कल का क्लास है. Process costing क्यों शुरू हो गया? हम कहाँ थे? Cost accounting system. आ जाओ. Okay. So first is journal entries, ledgers, trial balance. Ma'am, trial balance bhi, हाँ. Some of the ledgers will open and close. You know, in financial books, expenses and income account will open and close. Like that also, it will open and close over there. Then some of the ledgers will continue. Like stores ledger will have some opening, closing. Work in progress में कुछ ना कुछ तो बीच में होगा. Finished goods में भी होगा. Like that. So trial balance they can ask you to prepare. Second part is reconciliation. Acha, 90% of the times they just ask you reconciliation, or they ask you cost sheet दिया है, financial books बनाओ, profit निकालो, reconcile करो. Financial books they will print and give in question paper. They'll ask you to prepare the cost sheet. So financial books, net profit, cost sheet will give you costing P&L, then reconcile. So it's easy. We already all know the cost sheet, right? Now, let us take what is non-integrated accounts. Non-integrated is costing book separate, financial book separate. Integrated is costing and financial books मिला के हम बनाते हैं. There's a superb theory question in every chapter which is repeatedly asked. इसमें भी है कि what are the essentials of good integrated cost accounting system. Time permits, I'll discuss, but I'm saying do that question also. Chalo, now, costing books are separate, financial books are separate. When you purchase raw material, costing books are saying stores ledger debit to cost ledger control account. Why? Because when you purchase raw material, you have to credit cash, bank creditors. But I told you, in costing books, personal account and real accounts are not there. What is representing all that? Control account. Cost ledger control account, right? So stores ledger to cost ledger control account, and some books call it general ledger account, so GLA account. In financial books, purchase account will be debited and to bank and all. But if it is combined, what entry you will pass? दोनों अगर एक ही साथ मिला के लिखा है, integrated books of accounts, stores ledger debit to bank and creditors, मिला के. Clear? एक और करते हैं. Okay? Wages, direct wages. In financial books, ma'am, wages to bank. If I pay wages, wages to bank. In costing books, direct wages are absorbed in work in progress. What is work in progress? Like a production house. So direct material, direct wages, direct expenses, सब work in progress में भेजो. Factory overhead भी भेजो. And वहाँ पे क्या खिचड़ी पकड़ी है work in progress में? Finished goods. So this is all link. If you want to understand this class in the coming 30 minutes, pause this video and first make your cost sheet knowledge super strong if you have not done. I've already recorded separate video for cost sheet. You can watch that. Chalo. Next is now sequence of the ledgers. Oh, sorry. Huh? Wages to bank आप यहाँ पे entry करोगे. Here what entry you will pass? Work in progress to cost. Why work in progress? Direct wages are absorbed in work in progress to cost ledger. And integrated में work in progress to bank. Clear? Now, sequence of the ledgers. So now let us see how books of accounts are maintained in non-integrated accounts. No data creditors personal account, no cash bank fixed asset account, but all the others ledger are there. So first ledger you will prepare is stores ledger control account, which is representing your raw material. Yeah, opening will be there, purchase of raw material will be there. Whatever raw material is sent for production, it will be credited. Some normal loss, some abnormal loss, some return and closing. Is the format clear to all of you? After stores ledger, we will make wages account. Wages account On the debit side, you will get wages account debit to GLA, whatever wages you have paid. In that, suppose I have paid 50,000 wages. In that, direct wages are absorbed in work in progress. Direct wages means labor who's working directly in the production. Indirect wages, supervisor ki salary, accountant ki salary, this is absorbed in the factory overhead. So what's the first ledger you have prepared for 10 marks question? Stores ledger. Then wages account. What is the third one? Factory overhead. Factory overhead is always absorbed in work in progress. Factory overhead का account खुलेगा, debit side you write factory overhead to cost ledger control account, जो भी आपने खर्चा किया है, and then close it by transferring it into work in progress. Now, from work in progress, whatever goods are ready will go to finished goods. In finished goods, वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस के पहले हमने कौन सा ओवरहेड बनाया? फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड. अब फिनिश गुड्स के पहले हम कौन सा ओवरहेड कर रहे हैं? एडमिन ओवरहेड. इफ एडमिन ओवरहेड इज रिलेटेड टू प्रोडक्शन एंड ऑल, absorb it in finished goods. If admin overhead is general, can we absorb it directly in the selling and distribution overhead and cost of sales? Yes. So admin overhead is absorbed in finished goods. Acha, finished goods are what? These are the cost of the production, goods which are ready. Out of that, whatever is sold is absorbed or transferred to cost of sales. Finished goods control account. कुछ ना कुछ finished goods opening है. Some finished goods have come from work in progress, and remaining finished goods will be absorbed in the cost of the sales. Then we have selling and distribution overhead for number of units sold. Can I absorb that also in cost of sales? तो cost of sales में finished goods आ गए which are sold. Selling and distribution overhead आ गया, yeah, and sales will come. And sales here and cost of sales and selling overhead here, this will give you the profit. Bring down the profit, you can adjust under over absorption if any, which is taught to you in the overhead chapter. And then finally, the whatever profit is coming, that also you transfer to cost ledger control account. It will tally. Okay, if you have followed 50%, एक ledger देखो, ये question देखो मेरे साथ तो आपको. Okay, so now in case if they ask you 10 marks problem, read the problem, open the ledgers, write the opening balances. Whatever transactions are given, give the double effect, balance the ledgers. Sometimes opening closing is given. It's not that always closing will be the balancing figure. तो ठीक है, उसको balance करना है, and then they will give you some data. Either they will give you finished goods which are ready. So it will go from work in progress to finished goods. Finished goods which are sold, it will go from finished goods to cost of sales. Look at this problem. I'll just do it orally to show you the format. Already हमने सारथी में written किया, and just check the app. I'm telling you, promise at a very reasonable price I have kept it so that this conceptual knowledge reaches across India. So just check it and go for the Sarthi batch and prepare super well and score best marks in the exam. Chalo. Now, stores ledger is like your raw material control account. So it is having opening balance. Then purchases, stores ledger debit to GLA or cost ledger control account. Now, whatever raw material you have issued for production, directly it will go to work in progress. Whatever raw material you have issued for repairs and all, it will go where? To factory overhead. And whatever is the okay, I'll write it on the side so that then later on it's not disturbed. And next is closing balance, you will get as the balancing figure. Okay, chalo. Now see wages. Wages account debit to the cost ledger control account. 77,500 wages paid. Out of that, direct wages will go directly to work in progress. Direct wages is absorbed in work in progress. Indirect wages will go to factory overhead. And again, factory overhead is also absorbed to work in progress. Abhi factory overhead. What is factory overhead? indirect material, indirect expenses, indirect labor and all. So factory overhead mein from stores some repairing work is being done, indirect wages are paid, some more factory expenses you have incurred. So factory overhead debit to GLA or cost ledger account. Yeah, how much factory overhead is transferred to work in progress we got as balancing figure, because here they have given under absorption. Now how to know under absorption? फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड या एडमिन ओवरहेड या कोई भी ओवरहेड है जो आपका ओवरहेड है ना, ओके, ऑन डेबिट साइड यू राइट ओवरहेड अकाउंट डेबिट 10 rupees. दिस इज लाइक कॉस्ट लेजर. फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड डेबिट टू कॉस्ट लेजर कंट्रोल अकाउंट मीन्स योर actual expense, but factory overhead is absorbed in work in progress at predetermined rate, which you learnt in overhead chapter. Factory overhead is as absorbed at 8 per unit, like that, so say 8 rupees. So is the 2 rupees under absorption? Either you can carry forward, if opening is carry forward, this can carry forward, or can I transfer it to costing P&L account? That's what they have done. Under absorption they have transferred to costing P&L. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? In one of the problem they said clearly under over absorption should be carried forward. जहां आ रहा है डेबिट में क्रेडिट में, so you can carry forward. Next, work in progress is like a production house. Something will always be there in between. Are you feeling like a cost sheet only? Cost sheet goes straight, this goes left to right, but cost sheet ही तो चल रहा है. Work in progress. Add more material, more labor, more factory overhead, like a cost sheet. देखो, material, labor, prime cost, factory overhead, add opening work in progress minus closing work in progress, you get the works cost. So work in progress में कुछ ना कुछ opening है, material, labor, overhead add कर दिया, factory overhead, closing work in progress is given. From work in progress, whatever is ready, can I transfer it to finished goods? 2,02,900. Bring it to finished goods. ये रहा, ठीक है? Finished goods कुछ तो already ready थे, right? And some finished goods are still lying here, opening and closing finished goods. Some have come from the work in progress. Balancing figure can be cost of the sales. Whatever finished goods were there, add on जो finish होके आए हैं, this much. Out of this, this is the closing. Remaining transfer it to the cost of the sales. Administrative overhead अगर है, तो it is absorbed in finished goods. Selling overhead अगर है, so it is absorbed in cost of sales. Overhead always make the ledger same. Selling overhead debit to cost ledger, actual overhead 15 रुपए. By cost of sales, selling overhead is absorbed in cost of sales 10 rupees. Difference 5 rupees. Can I transfer to P&L as under absorption? Your actual selling expenses is 15, but you have put 10. So 5 rupees, can I put it in the P&L account? Yes. So this is all about cost. Now, cost of the sales is finished goods, which have come here. Selling overhead. And this cost of the sales, can I transfer to costing P&L? Sales ledger, कैसे open करेंगे? Sales का entry बोलो, accounts में क्या सिखाया आपको? Party to sales. So sales credit, and instead of party, there are no personal account. Can I debit cost ledger control account? Yes. And now sales also put it here. So sales on the credit, cost of sales on the debit, I got GP. Bring down the GP, adjust it for under over absorption or abnormal losses, and I get the cost ledger profit. This profit, what you get in the costing P&L, should be transferred to cost ledger control account. Ma'am, what is cost ledger control account? Double effect. Opening balance तो है, material, labor, overhead, this side says sub मिला के you get the cost ledger control account. And now, dear student, once again I want to repeat, direct wages, factory overhead, admin, these are the expenses which will be absorbed and closed. But can I say something? Some raw material will always be there, some closing work in progress will always be there, Some finished goods will always be there. Cost ledger control account will be there, and your trial balance will tally. Is the format clear with the help of this problem? Ask me if you have any doubt anywhere. Nice, clear. If you need the format of stores ledger and all, let me know. Though I have written here the sequence also, and all this should be clear to you. Trial balance. Mind mapping क्या है बेटा? फिर से एक बार बोलो मुझे. क्या क्या बनाओगे आप? What you will make, dear students? Draw the ledgers. Sequence bolo. Stores ledger, wages, factory overhead, work in progress, admin, finished goods, selling overhead, cost of the sales. Just like your cost sheet, costing P&L. Followed? So make the ledgers. After that, write the opening balances. Journal entry, park it on both the sides. जहां जो effect है. Closing balances, carry forward कर दो. ठीक है? And make the trial balance. Instead of this, can they ask you to write only journal entries? I have seen one. I've made PDFs and chapter wise. So frankly speaking, until now, I have not put. But if you're watching this by the time recording, I'll make PDF of all the past exam papers I'm taking chapter wise. Material, labor, overhead, process, contract, past exam, RTP, MTP. Super important questions which are repeatedly asked. I'm making the Word file and sharing with the students who have taken Sarthi. And later on, I'll put the PDF in Telegram group to be shared to all of you who are watching the revision videos. Okay. This is what I have shared now is my material for the Sarthi batch. And only one aspect is over, that is integrated, non-integrated. ठीक है ना? एक minute. I'll share some more files with all of you so it will be clear to you. Yeah, can you see this? Oh, here I opened the booster notes. 1 minute, dear students. Yeah. Can you now see the journal entries? May 22 का exam है. 5 marks they have asked, 5 journal entries and like super scoring. Direct material issued to production. When raw material is issued to production, what is production house? Work in progress. So work in progress account debit. Okay. Work in progress account debit to stores ledger. अब second entry देखते हैं. Reconciliations also we have practiced a lot. 1 minute. Next, second entry is allocation of wages. Allocation of wages 7,50,000 is indirect wages. Indirect wages are absorbed in factory overhead, and from there it will go to work in progress. Direct wages are absorbed in work in progress. See, this is a revision video, assuming either you have taken regular coaching or you have taken the Sarthi coaching. ठीक है ना? So allocation is 7,50,000 factory overhead to wages. Wages को credit कर दो, factory overhead को debit करो. Indirect wages. मैम direct wages कहाँ जाएंगे? Production house, work in progress. Factory overhead is under absorbed 2,25,000. कम charge किए हैं आपने, तो charge it. If factory overhead is under absorbed, transfer of the it's over absorbed. तो over absorbed मतलब क्या हो गया? ये है factory overhead. यहाँ पे एक्सपेंस है 10 रुपए, एब्जॉर्ब हुआ है 15 रुपए, ज्यादा. फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड इज एब्जॉर्ब्ड इन वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस मोर. सो नाउ फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड डेबिट, कॉस्टिंग P&L क्रेडिट. वो इज जर्नल एंट्री. Administrative overhead under absorb. This side it is 15, this side under absorption. Absorption on the credit side, debit side actual. Now I'm teaching you this, already I've taught you enough of this in overhead chapter also. तो 15 रुपए यहाँ, 10 रुपए यहाँ. So now administrative overhead credit, costing P&L debit. And if there is a deficiency found in raw material, okay, raw material stores ledger में 2 lakh rupees, if there is a deficiency or anything, it is absorbed in factory overhead. Here students make the mistake, instead of taking it like this, they take this as 2 lakh rupees is the deficiency in the raw material. So stores ledger to credit hoga, otherwise it will not tally. But generally debit, what they do is they put it in costing P&L. No, this deficiency in the stores ledger is transferred where, dear students, I said, to what? Yeah, factory overhead. So 5 marks, 5 journal entries are asked like this. Okay, these are the all reconciliations. Very nice question. And this is, see, this is the way ledgers are prepared. This time control account they have prepared first. Stores opening or material kharida, whatever stores is required and transferred to work in progress debit, stores ledger credit. Some material will directly go to factory overhead for repairing, some is directly going for building construction asset. Yeah, this is the balance carried down. Balancing figure is normal loss or abnormal loss in stores ledger. It's always adjusted in factory overhead. आ जाओ, थोड़ा नीचे आते हैं तो यू विल गेट टू सी द वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस कंट्रोल अकाउंट. देखो, opening, work in progress means production house, raw material is coming, wages are coming, factory overhead, royalty. Out of the work in progress, whatever is ready, bye bye, go to finished goods. And this is closing work in progress. Come to finished goods. Already some finished goods are ready, some have come from here. Okay, whatever finished goods are sold, transfer it to cost of sales, and remaining is the balance carried down. Then cost of sales, and then costing P&L. Costing P&L में this side sales, this side cost of sales, factory overhead under absorb. तो ये आ गया आपका profit. Whatever profit you get in costing P&L, transfer it to cost ledger control account. ये देखो, wages, wages to GLA or cost ledger, whatever wages you have incurred. Yeah, indirect wages are absorbed in factory overhead. Direct wages are absorbed in work in progress. Building construction account for whatever wages you have paid for the building construction. So like this, if you check, you will get it. And then close all the ledgers and prepare the trial balance. This time they have said that cost of the goods sold is 80% on sales. So sales is given 270. So cost of goods sold is 216. So cost of goods sold कहाँ से कहाँ जाएगा? Finished goods. Come to the finished goods account. Finished goods account में आ जाओ. ये देखो. Can you see the finished goods account? Whatever goods are ready, the selling price is 270, cost is 216, that you can make equation and get. And this is transferred to cost of sales. Once you get this figure, reverse, you can go and complete everything, right? So this is one aspect of non-integrated accounts. So I have taught you with this. I have my Sarthi material. I have shared with all of you past exam papers. Now I'm sharing the booster notes. Okay. In our regular material, I have written the detailed journal entries. Be 1 minute. Okay, these are the booster notes for non-integrated accounts. Factory overhead is always absorbed in work in progress production house. Administrative overhead is absorbed in work in progress if you are paying it for number of units produced. Sometimes, administrative overhead is like general accounts department, yeah, managerial remuneration and all that. Then it is transferred to cost of sales. Selling overhead is always absorbed in cost of the sales. Now, sequence of ledger. First, prepare stores ledger and transfer it to work in progress. Then, direct wages are transferred to work in progress. Indirect wages are transferred to factory overhead. Then, next is factory overhead. One second. फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड इज ट्रांसफर्ड टू वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस. आप बोलोगे मैम कितने बार लर्न कराएंगे, तो ऐसे ही तो पढ़ना है. Whatever goods are ready, produced and ready, from the work in progress, they'll go to finished goods. Administrative overhead is absorbed in finished goods. Finished goods which are sold are transferred to cost of sales. Selling overhead is absorbed in cost of sales. Cost of sales and sale are transferred to costing P&L. Whatever profit comes, transfer it to cost ledger control account. Under over absorption, you can either under over absorption you can carry forward, or you can put a supplementary rate, or you can, nothing is given, it is always transferred to costing P&L. Okay. Insurance, repairs, depreciation of machine which is related to factory में जाएगा. HR डिपार्टमेंट, अकाउंट्स डिपार्टमेंट का, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव में जाएगा. डिलीवरी वैन का इंश्योरेंस, depreciation and all will go to selling overhead, right? Now, what are the ledgers you are required to prepare? One second, dear student. Yeah. Stores ledger for all the raw material. Work in progress for the unfinished goods. Finished goods. Control account. And cost ledger control account is representing all the personal accounts. Cost ledger control account, it is prepared under the non-integrated account system. It represents your personal account data, critas and all, or cash, fixed assets and all. Posting of the contra entries involve personal or real account. This account is debited with sales and transfer of net loss and all. ठीक है ना? तो दिस इज मतलब ये सब जो भी कैश बैंक से रिलेटेड अकाउंट्स है उनके लिए यू विल प्रिपेयर द कॉस्ट लेजर कंट्रोल अकाउंट. नाउ raw material control account always generally shows debit balance and closing balance on the credit. Wages account is closed. Indirect wages is absorbed in work in progress. Direct wages is absorbed in, sorry, this is printed wrong. Direct wages is absorbed in work in progress. Indirect wages is absorbed in factory overhead. ये change कर दो. Work in progress, it is always debit opening or closing. Factory overhead, under absorption you can carry forward. Finished goods will show debit balance. Administrative overhead, same. Cost of the sales transfer to costing P&L, और कॉस्ट लेजर कंट्रोल अकाउंट कैरी फॉरवर्ड. सीक्वेंस आपको मैंने ऑलरेडी ओरल बता दिया है कि ड्रॉ द लेजर एंड डू. ठीक है. तो हियर वी कंप्लीट द फर्स्ट पार्ट, दैट इज द स्टोर्स लेजर कंट्रोल अकाउंट. डू कमेंट बिलो एंड लेट मी नो, हैव यू फॉलोड दिस और नॉट. I've given you the format, I've given you the journal entries, I've given you the parking, किसको कहाँ close करना है. Are we ready to go for the reconciliation? Costing books is showing some profit. Financial books is showing some profit. Can we reconcile? Yes. But very important is कि आप कहाँ से शुरू करोगे? From where you want to start. So say, let us say we want to start with costing profit. हम ना costing profit से शुरू कर रहे हैं. Costing profit से. Now see, in costing books, you have debited certain. See, this is costing books. This is, इसको मैंने बहुत अच्छे से सारथी बैच में भी समझाया है, but right now I'm sharing you my material and it's very easy to understand. Costing and financial books में there are 4 reasons of difference. Let us check it from there only. It's good. ये हमने कर लिया ना. We've completed all this ledgers and all. So in the Sarthi batch, I have written all the reasons. Yeah. Start with the costing profit. And if financial profit is differing, we can't say others to change. Can we change? Yes. And this is called as memorandum reconciliation statement. Statement means cash flow statement, BRS, add less. And the word memorandum means this reconciliation, we are doing it on a piece of paper. It has got nothing to do with your books of accounts. कोई लेना देना नहीं है books के साथ. तो कॉस्टिंग के प्रॉफिट से शुरू करते हैं. कॉस्टिंग का प्रॉफिट आया. नाउ देयर आर मेजरली 4 to 5 reasons of difference. Few items are debited only in the financial account, like interest paid, dividend paid, loss on sale of furniture. थोड़ी चीजें फाइनेंशियल बुक्स में डेबिट हुई है, कॉस्टिंग बुक्स में वी हैव नॉट डेबिटेड. Now if I debit, will the profit come down? Yes. So less. I'm explaining you one by one. Items debited in the financial books. You didn't debit, no? Now you also debit. आप भी debit कर दो. Dividend paid and this paid. Amortization of goodwill, preliminary expense, loss on sale of asset. We don't take all this in the cost sheet. तो costing profit ज्यादा आ रहा है, but financial books में ये सब डाल डाल के we have reduced the profit. Can I reduce my profit also? Costing profit less. Okay. So few expense are there in the financial books. You also debit that. Now, few income are credited in the financial books only. Like financial P&L account में you might have dividend received, profit on sale of furniture. ऐसे काफी सारे incomes हैं. But you have not taken incomes in the cost sheet. Can I credit now? First item. Item credited in the financial books, not credit, now credit. Ma'am, if I credit now, what is the impact on the cost sheet? Profit? Profit बढ़ जाएगा तो add करो. Yeah. अभी stock valuation. You know, in costing books, we may follow FIFO and weighted average. But in financial books, we always do AS2. Right? So there may be under over valuation of the stock. ठीक है? तो पहले हम opening stock से लेते हैं. चलो. In costing books, opening stock आपका जो है, in the costing books, opening stock जो है 10 रुपए, financial books में 12 rupees है. You have undervalued opening stock 10. There they have debited 12. Now you also debit 2 more. If you debit, what's the impact on profit? Less. So overvaluation of opening stock in the financial books. Financial books opening stock is overvalued 12. Here 10. We also want to debit 2 more. Profit will come down less. Closing stock. Here we have done 8 rupees. There they have done 13 rupees. हमने closing stock कितना बताया? 8. वहां कितना बताया? 30. 5 rupees we have shown less, undervalued closing stock. बढ़ा दो. If I increase the closing stock, the GP will increase, the profit will increase. Yes. Costing profit is impacted less because of the 8 rupees closing stock. There it is 30. I will also add. So undervaluation of closing stock. ये रहा. Undervaluation of closing stock in costing books or overvaluation of the closing stock in financial books. बात तो एक ही है. Financial books are valued 13. I valued 8. I can't ask others to change. Can I add 5 rupees? Yes. Impact on profit? मैम बढ़ जाएगा. Add कर दो. Yeah. Few expenses are तो closing stock का under over valuation ये समझ में आया? What is the first reason? Few expenses and incomes are there in financials, but they are not there here. ले लो. Under over valuation of stock. Third beautiful and common reason is ओवरहेड्स अंडर एब्जॉर्ब, अब भी आपको बताया, फिर से एक बार ये रहा फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड हमारे बुक्स में एक्चुअली एक्सपेंस हुआ है 8 रुपीज. So what has gone into P&L account? 8 rupees. But we have absorbed at a predetermined rate, 5 rupees. So what has gone in the cost sheet? 5 rupees. Is this factory overhead under absorbed? 8 रुपए का खर्चा हुआ है. You have charged in cost sheet only 5. Charge 3 rupees more. If I charge 3 rupees more, क्या हो जाएगा? Less. If I charge 3 rupees more, क्या हो जाएगा आपका? प्रॉफिट क्या हो जाएगा? कॉस्ट का प्रॉफिट कम हो जाएगा, लेस. फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड अंडर एब्सॉर्ब्ड. I don't want you to learn this format which I have made you write in साथी बैच. इसको मगअप मत करो. मैम अंडर एब्सॉर्प्शन तो ऐड ही होता है. One blow goes here and there. So many times they don't give costing profit, they give financial profit then. So understand this and do. It will take time. You will never go wrong in the financial, I mean, say final exam. Where you are standing costing books. Factory overhead, there it is charged 8. Here it is charged 5. इधर भी 3 charge कर दो ना. कर लेते हैं. तो और profit कम हो जाएगा. Selling overhead is absorbed at 10 rupees. But actual selling overhead is only 8. You have over absorbed 2 rupees. Reduce the expense. If you reduce the expense, profit will increase. Over absorption. Admin and selling overhead over absorbed. Okay, right? Now, in costing books, some notional expense you have charged. Implicit cost, opportunity cost, like paying rent to proprietor, interest. ऐसा आपने cost sheet में डाला है. But this is not a real expense. You can't pay rent to yourself. Can I add it back? मैंने ज्यादा expense बता दिया. Can I add it back? If I reduce the expense, no. Rent on own capital building not allowed. Interest on own, तो expense को कम कर दो. Impact on profit increase. Add. Notional expense is debited in the P&L account. Oh yeah. It's a challenge. You pick up any academy, any books, any exam paper of your CA or CMA exam. Nothing will come beyond this 7 adjustment. But promise immediately after watching the revision video, practice the problem. 2-3 good reconciliation problems you practice. Only reconciliation asked for 5 marks? Yes. P&L given, prepare cost sheet and then reconciliation? Yes, वो भी आता है. अच्छा है, clear है, आपको समझ में आ रहा है? Yes, this is all Sarthi batch material which I have made you write. So once you start with the cost profit, do add, do less, you will get the profit as per financial books. Now, most beautiful aspect, ma'am, instead of profit, in the cost books, if there is loss, add less will change or it will be same? It will be same. Loss है तो bracket में लिखो, minus का sign डालो. But add ही रहेगा, less ही रहेगा. Clear or not? Yes. Instead of costing profit, if costing loss is there, start with loss in bracket, but add and less will be same. ठीक है? Right. अच्छा. Ma'am, they asked memorandum reconciliation account. Memorandum reconciliation account. I didn't knew what was account. So I just did add and less because I was very perfect. Should you do like that? No, dear students. If they ask you memorandum reconciliation account, memorandum reconciliation account अगर आपको पूछते हैं तो क्या करना है? Memorandum reconciliation account. Start with costing profit. Costing profit से शुरू करो. Costing profit से शुरू करो. Whatever you have added, write it on the credit side. Whatever you have done, less on the debit side. and balancing figure is the financial profit. ज़्यादा जल्दी पढ़ा दिया. If you need more detail, if you have any doubt in my explanation, ask me. Cost sheet and this. ये देखो, just look at the problems we have done for reconciliation. ये तो direct reconciliation किया. In this, cost sheet was missing. Only P&L was given. So can we prepare the cost sheet? Cost sheet में they give you factory overhead is percentage of direct labor, administrative overhead is percentage of works cost. Can you prepare the cost sheet? Yes. And can you reconcile? Yes. That's all for this topic. That is इंटीग्रेटेड. हाँ, और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट जो हमने आपको नहीं बताया, ऐसे कैसे नहीं बताया, अभी बता देते हैं. दैट इज दिस वन. टुडे आई हैव installed the latest version of Word and all, and something is going wrong here. Now I don't know what's that. One second. ठीक है, अब वो बाद में करेंगे. हम पहले ये कर लेते हैं ना. Okay, 1 second, dear students. I'll have to log in and do few things. I think very simple. Kabhi kabhi I love teaching costing and taxation, but this technology, ठीक है, उसको भी दोस्त बना देंगे. अभी तो I think your purpose will be served. I know the screen is small, little, but I wanted to share with you one very important question of non-integrated account जो इतने बार आता है, बार बार आता है, तो उसको हम क्यों छोड़ें. This book is given for the Sarthi course only. Not the cost sheet. What did I say? The cost sheet चल रहा है. Integrated accounts. Yeah. You can't say how many times they have asked you this question. Features of integrated or integral accounting system. Right. Check this.